I am no longer accepting the things I cannot change. I am changing the things I cannot accept. Angela Davis.
And what is your name and where you're from?
Tim Thompson. I'm from New Orleans.
Okay. And what impact do you think this election will have on Black people and other marginalized groups?
I think it's huge, right? For me, for example, I'm a Black man in New Orleans. I'm a Black man in America. I also have a 10-year-old daughter, right? Mm-hmm. So one of the biggest things on the ballot for me, or that the Harris campaign has talked about and campaigned about, is just women having the choice of their own body, right? Just having autonomy. And we know what's going on right now with the overturn of Roe v. versus Wade, and that's big for me, right? You know, like I said, I have a daughter. She's gonna have to make those kind of decisions soon, and I want her to know that, you know, she will always have her own choice of her own body. Another example that is, I'm also the caregiver for my 94-year-old grandmother, right? Right now, her home health care is paid for by her Medicare. Kamala Harris campaign speaks to that direct situation to make sure that Medicare and Medicaid can pay for home health service for aging adults, for senior citizens, for those on hospice. So I live every day, you know, with that plan that she wants to continue when she's in office. So those two things right there are huge for not just for me, but for marginalized communities, for African Americans, for us living in poverty, for the disadvantaged, all of that, because we know those are services that we need as African Americans. Because unfortunately, we're burdened by those things, whether it's unplanned pregnancies or aging elders that can't afford to live in long-term healthcare facility and things like that. So that, amongst so many other things, the things she wants to do for Black entrepreneurs, Black male entrepreneurs, whether it's giving it the $25,000 to start a new business. I mean, the list goes on and on and on, man. And I'm so excited about it. This is what we need. The time is now. We're not going back. Good work is hard work. I mean, I could quote her all day. I mean, I'm here for her. I'm fired up.
All right, great. Thank you so much. Anything else you want to say?
Make sure y'all voted.
All right.
Yeah. No voice, no vote, no vote, no voice.
And if you could just say your name and where you're from?
James Baker, New Orleans, Louisiana. Uptown, to be more specific.
All right, thank you. And what is your opinion on the election, and how do you feel like it will impact Black people and other marginalized communities?
Believe it or not, I think this is the most important election we've ever had. We have the contrast of two evils, right? Not even two evils, two contrasts. We have a person who don't give a damn about Black people's rights, don't give a damn about women's rights, don't give a damn about nobody's rights but rich white men. On the other spectrum, we have a person who cares about everything that has to do with American citizens and abroad. I believe that we need to elect a person that cares about our interests, that cares about everything that we have going on. Most important race in American history, and I know we've heard that over and over and over again. This means democracy, and I need you to understand that. This is for our rights. If you don't vote for our rights today, you will lose them tomorrow.
Anything else you want to say?
I love Black people. I love everything about y'all. Y'all just show up, make sure Black people are protected.
All right. You just say your name and where you're from.
My name's Andre. I'm originally from New York. I'm here in New Orleans.
All right. And what policies do you hope the winning candidate will prioritize for the Black community?
I definitely hope that it's reproductive justice. That's the nucleus of our community. Making sure that we're able to take care of our families. And when we talk about reproductive justice, we talk about equality in our families. So we're talking about supporting moms and dads. So I think that if we can get our parents together, get our moms and dads together in the household, we can make a lot of things happen for the years to come.
Okay. So you have anything else you want to leave with?
No, that's it. Just make sure that whoever wins, no matter what way it goes, reproductive justice should be at the top of the list.
All right, thank you so much. All right, if you could just say your name and where you're from.
All right. Yo, my name is Dorian Francis. I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana, and we at the Jazz One.
All right. And do you think there's been enough attention and representation given to Black people in this 2024 election cycle?
I would say yes. One of the things that I like the way different communities rallied around raising funds to support Ms. Harris's campaign. And I think that's dynamic. You know, it shows what we can do when we come together collectively for something positive. So I think they probably made history with some of the fundraising that they did, the time, the amount. So I think as a community, if we continue to pull together and support each other in a manner that everybody rallied around Ms. Harris, I think our community is going to be better off.
All right, great. And did you want to leave with anything?
Man, let's just work together.
All right,
let's build a community together.
And if you could just state your name and where you're from?
My name is Leslie Ridgely, and I'm from Jefferson Parish, right outside New Orleans.
All right, great. And how do you feel this election compares to past elections in comparison to its importance towards Black voters?
It's very important. Black people have come a long way, and with Kamala Harris in this race, it's very, very important because we don't need to go back.
All right. And did you want to leave the audience with anything?
Please get out and vote. Our forefathers died for us to vote. Please vote. Please exercise your amendment. Vote Kamala.
Right. And if you could just state your name and where you're from.
Hi, everyone. My name is Chantrell Green. I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana.
Okay, great. And do you think there's been enough attention placed on Black voters in this election cycle?
Yes, definitely. Myself personally, I've collaborated with multiple organizations, everywhere from national to local communities engaging Black voters in Black communities. The reason why the representation is so important because there's children watching us. And if we can install importance of voting now, when they become 18, it's going to come to them. So having everyone in Louisiana and the South in general and all the campaigns, it's been great. So I'm excited because I know the work has been done. And as y'all see, I'm here because I've done the work, so I'm here to enjoy the night, okay? So yes, so that is what I have.
Okay. And did you want to leave the audience with anything else?
Register to vote. If you're old enough to vote, you should be voting. Also, pay attention to what's going on in your local community. You should be going to your housing and your area meetings, any local races, elections, guys. You must stay in tune in your own committee, in your own city. So it's your right to know what's going on. So you have to go to meetings, you have to vote, and you have to show up.
All right, great. You can just state your name and where you're from.
Okay, my name is Jante Benning, and I'm from Charleston, South Carolina.
Okay. And what specific policies do you hope the winning candidate will prioritize for the Black community?
I really hope that they will prioritize housing because it's such a big issue, especially here. And it's really an issue everywhere, and we really need to address this. We can address so many other things. Health is connected to wellness, so we really need to get down to the bottom of it and realize why people are sick. We need to address housing. Yes.
And did you want to leave the audience with anything?
Prioritize housing for you, and I feel like it'll multiply them.
It's been a few weeks since the election, and I've spent that time reflecting what this moment means for our country, our community, for our future. And I've seen worries on so many different people's faces, uncertainty about what's ahead for Black people and other marginalized groups. And these conversations, they do weigh heavy, but they also spark something for me. They spark a determination that we don't just voice these concerns, but we can take action no matter who's in office. The voices you heard tonight, they spoke with determination. They talked about issues that matters most to our community, like women's rights, elder care, poverty, affordable housing, entrepreneurship, rebuilding the Black family. These aren't abstract ideas. They're the foundation for rebuilding our communities. And they remind us that they're right. Black people are not going back. Black people are so resilient. We've seen it with our ancestors, our parents today, even our children. And that's something that I'm always proud to see, the resilience of our mothers and our fathers. And I think we still have that resilience still in us. Resilience is our strength, but it's also our responsibility that we take that resilience and we turn it into action. The election is over, but the work doesn't stop here. We can't wait for policies to change or for somebody else to come in. In 2028, we might get something to fix what's so broken. We can and we must start within our own communities. And that's what the mission is of Soulful Expeditions, to explore, educate, and empower. by reflecting on our shared history and addressing the challenges that we're still facing today. It's about taking the reflections that we have had and turn them into real, tangible change. Because it's easy to complain about it and talk about it, but let's be about it. We have to support local Black-owned businesses if we're focused on Black entrepreneurship. We have to advocate for housing rights, or we won't have neighborhoods that are affordable for us to live in. We have to invest into Black entrepreneurs so that we can have more of them. And we have to show up for each other when needed in ways that the world won't, so that we can build a future that reflects our values and our dreams for our community. So I ask this: what are you doing or will you do to secure a better future for your community? How can you take that hope and determination that we've seen and some people felt during this campaign and use it to uplift the people around you? We have to commit to being the change our ancestors fought for and the legacy our future generations deserve. So, welcome to Soulful Expeditions.